Talking with Shawn. He's 18 years old in Pittsburgh, independent on his own, trying to figure out how to get into college. He signed up for Penn State, $18,000 a year plus other expenses, and he's $10,000 short even after help he got from here and there, even after some loans and for an aerospace degree. Is that a fair summary of what you told me so far, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So explain to me, I'm curious what you mean by independent. How are you on your own at 18? What's the circumstance?
So recently in 2012, well, not so recently, my father passed, and then within the past 2 years, my mother passed.
Oh, my goodness.
Fortunately enough, I was able to, get welcomed in the home of a teammate I played with, and they obtained legal guardianship of me, but they are not in a position to where they can help fund my college.
Gotcha. I understand. Okay. Wow. All right. And so you're 18, and you graduate from high school this year or last year?
This year.
This coming May?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were expecting to head into college in the fall?
Actually, this summer, I was enrolled in summer sessions.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. And have you actually obtained the loans or just signed the documents?
So the only loans that have been, guaranteed have been the federal loans provided, called university loans, through FAFSA.
Yeah.
So due to my situation, not many in my life are in a position where they can co-sign for me. Mm-hmm. So really, I have a fair amount saved up due to my situation through Social Security and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So my real question was... So, no,
let's stop. I'm going to go back. Just walk with me here a minute. I'm going to walk with you. All right.
Absolutely.
So FAFSA is not a loan. FAFSA is an application that sets you up for grants and other things and sees if you're available for Pell Grants. Are you not available for a Pell Grant?
No, I have the summary written up, about $6,000 for a Pell Grant.
Yeah, okay.
About $3,000 for PA State and so on.
Okay. And then the actual loans that you have to pay back are how much at this stage?
For a subsidized loan, they guaranteed $3,500.
Okay. For
an unsubsidized loan, they guaranteed $6,000. So approximately
$9,500. Okay. You have not actually received that money, but you've signed the paperwork.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Trying to see what stage we're in, but you're signing up for a tuition that's $18,000 a year, and as you said, one of the more expensive tuitions out there.
Correct.
Okay, so aerospace is what your goal is, correct?
Correct.
And why? I'm not saying it shouldn't be. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's just what I've had a passion throughout, my young years. And going through high school, I've taken a lot of classes that have really refined my knowledge in that, and that's what I want to do. What
do you want to do in aerospace? Tell me what you're talking about as a career.
More on the manufacturing side of it. I've been enrolled in classes, utilizing CNC technology, and so I think going into manufacturing in regards to aerospace would really be a good mm-hmm. position for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. The way I answer questions, Shawn, on this show, when I went to college, I was in a similar situation. My parents were alive, but it was up to me to get through school. Okay, and so I worked and scratched and clawed, ridiculous stuff to get through school. And so I know how it feels to be right where you are and what you're doing and what you're studying and so forth. So the way I answer questions is, if I was 18 and the 58-year-old version, which I am, of me could look back, what would he tell me, or what would I tell you if I woke up in your shoes, but I know what I know today? Okay?
Okay.
Now, number one, I think you ought to study aerospace. I agree with that. And I think you've got a passion for it. You probably have a knack for it. You're obviously intelligent. You're articulate. You're on a big-time radio show. You're carrying the conversation. You're not freaked out and in the corner sucking your thumb. You've got some poise. You've got a lot of positive attributes that are going to carry you through, especially with all the things you've been through with the loss of your parents. I'm so sorry for that. But I mean, you're a young stud. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
having said that, I want you to go about it in a way that when you're 30, you're not so far in debt you can't breathe, and you haven't said, no matter what the price, no matter how dumb the way I do it is, I'm going to do this at Penn State this way. And I think that's a mistake. So what I would do if I woke up in your shoes is I would go full stop, and I'd pull the plug on Penn State. You can't afford it. It's at your doorstep. You're not ready. You don't have the money. And there's not any way we can get you the money with work, which is your only other source, by the time you need it.
Correct.
Now, I'm not saying pull the plug on it permanently, but I'm going to do at least 1 year at a community college, taking basic classes that all transfer, that are the equivalent of my freshman year at Penn State. Because you ain't taking no aerospace in your freshman year, dude. It's all, butt boring classes freshman year. So it's core stuff, and probably your sophomore year. So, but if you went somewhere that wasn't 18,000 for the coming 12, and it didn't impede your progress towards your goal because it all transfers, but it didn't cost you 18,000, it cost you 2,000. Oh, now we got a different world we're living in. And during that 12 months, you work your butt off. Mowing grass, Ubering, delivering pizzas, you work all the time. And you pile up the money to enter Penn State either in your sophomore year or your junior year, depending on how the money piles up and depending on how well those community college classes match up with your, I want them to fully transfer. I don't want any wasted motion, any inefficiency with the classes you take. I don't want to take 6 classes that don't turn over. They all need to apply to where you want to go. But I think by the time you get to either your sophomore or junior year, you can start piling up enough cash with 0 loans to work your way through this thing. With a Pell Grant and work your butt off, and that's 6,000 of the 18,000. You need $12,000. That's $1,000 a month. Plus, you need a place to live. Where are you going to live?
Freshman year, I plan to live in the dormitory.
Okay. All right. So the generosity of the family, you need to move on. You're not going to be. You're not able to stay with that family another year.
I believe so. I do have, family and relatives close by that have offered their, services.
Good. Okay. Camp in their garage, dude. I mean, and mow their grass for rent. Okay. And let's save that dorm money, because that dorm money gets you aerospace degree from Penn State. The dorm don't buy you nothing. It's like living in a jail cell. It's concrete walls and a bad bed. There ain't nothing sexy about it.
So, one thing that I do not feel like I said was I do have a fair amount of money saved up throughout the situation.
How much?
Roughly $40,000.
Okay. Well, I mean, you use that to supplement, but I wouldn't use these loans. I would drop the loans.
Okay.
So
would it be a feasible plan to supplement that $9,500 with, the savings and, work throughout college and maybe possibly apply for loans later?
No, I'm not going to apply for loans. I'm not putting you in debt. I want you to figure out a way to cash flow this by not living in the dorm, by thinking about it differently. If you want to use the $40,000 and go ahead and start, I'm with you. Let's do that. 0 loans. But here's what you want to do. You want to do a projection out through the end of the 4 years and say, this is how much money I need above $40,000 and above Pell. And that much money you have to be able to earn. And I think you can do it. And but don't go into debt, and do this with a plan. Don't let this stuff happen to you. You happen to it. You call me back if I can help you. I'm impressed with you. I'll help you any way I can.